Hello all, welcome to Coffee with Marci. I'm here with Lisa Remo, and she is a consultant for cultural care au pair. She is here to tell us about her experience with cultural care and also having an au pair with her family. And she's also going to tell us about how she matches au pairs with families. So thank you. Welcome to the show.
Thanks
Great
for
to
having
have
me.
you.
Thanks.
So first of all, Lisa, so you were pregnant with twins and you needed help.
Yes.
Yes. So tell us about that process.
So when we found out that we were having twins and I knew I was going to go back to work, I was like, okay, we're going to need someone to, help take care of the kids. What are the options? Because I was having twins, I was concerned that they were going to come early and possibly spend time in the NICU. So I was looking at in-home options that would be a little more flexible for our family and not have me take the kids out of the house to go to daycare or something.
Right.
So we looked at nannies and au pairs as well.
And why did you decide an au pair over a nanny?
So because I work from home, at least part-time at that point, I liked the idea of the au pair having a little more flexibility and not having a standard work day.
Yeah.
So she can do a few hours in the morning, she can do a few hours in the afternoon, help with bedtime, bath time, and feeding, and not be such a rigid schedule.
Yeah.
And I also liked that it's regulated, the au pair program is regulated by the Department of State.
Yeah.
So it's a regulated program, the weekly stipend is the same, and it's also based on family and not on a per child basis, like a daycare, for example.
Yeah.
And the cost of an au pair is significantly less than a typical nanny, plus adds a lot more flexibility to the schedule. So that's what appealed to us, especially being parents of multiples first time around.
Oh man. So how long does an au pair stay with your family?
So an au pair can usually commits to stay a year, and then they can extend to stay a second year as well. And some au pairs are available for a shorter term. If, for example, they were placed with a family and it didn't work out, they may have a little bit less time. And so some families like that opportunity as well to, fill an immediate need and then consider the program for a shorter period of time than a year.
Okay. And how did you decide on an au pair service?
So there's, obviously lots of au pair services
pretty
out
hard.
there.
Yeah.
We went with Cultural Care. They are the largest. Okay. They were in business for over 25 years. And something that I also liked about them was that they have their own training school.
Yeah.
So once the au pairs arrive, they're not just being deposited to whichever family they're going to around the country. Cultural Care has their own training school. It's in Tarrytown. Au pairs arrive there and they spend 4 days together with other au pairs that are going to be placed nearby to them. Maybe not perhaps in the same town, but nearby, so that right from when they get off the plane, they have a support system in place right away. It's overwhelming, I can imagine, to arrive at 21 years old to a new country and a whole new way of life.
Is that normal to have the training like that?
No, it's not. Cultural Care is the only one that has their own training school that does a 4-day program. So typically the au pairs arrive on Monday, and they do their training school because it's in New York.
Yeah.
They go into the city, they do Top of the Rock, they do get a New York experience because some of these girls won't be staying locally. Right. And then on Friday they're put on a train or a bus or a plane depending on where they're going.
Right.
And while they're at the training school, they do Red Cross, in CPR, first aid. They do a driving in class. They confirm their a lot of families don't need drivers, but a lot of families certainly do to shuttle the kids around.
Right, and that's scary too, right?
Absolutely.
So trust someone with your children.
They all come on an international driver's license, so they have some experience.
Yes.
And then we urge them to get their driver's license in the state that they're being placed, and they have to have a minimum of 200 hours of child care experience. Okay. And even more in that if they're going to take care of anyone under 2.
An infant. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I like that they did all the background checks. I like that they did all the training. Right. That they confirmed their references, their physical health, their mental health. Right. To make sure that they were fit even before they got to the training school, and then carried that forward at the training school with actual hands-on training.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
give you some sort of ease when you have this person coming into your home
Yeah.
to take care of your children.
Certainly.
Your most valuable
My most valuable.
possessions.
Exactly.
So, so how does an au pair help your family?
So an au pair can do anything related to the kids. They
Okay.
can do laundry, they can help with homework, they can, for us at the beginning, it was bottles and diapers and
Yeah.
lots of stuff, and bath time and
Yeah.
bedtime, as they get older and as, for our family every year, obviously the kids are doing something different. So with my girls going to kindergarten, she does the morning routine. She gets them up in the morning, fed, dressed off to school, and then she does the pickup. And then if they're going to an activity, she takes care of that.
Yeah.
She helps with dinner, bath, bed.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, and all the laundry.
Yeah.
I haven't done my kids' laundry in 5 years.
That is fantastic. Especially when you have the little girls that are wanting to change all the time.
Frillier the better, and it needs to be
Exactly.
a spinning dress.
It's
so
okay.
all day,
Yeah,
all day
yeah.
long.
Now, do you have a sporty one and a dressy one?
We do. We
Okay.
have one of each.
I just was gonna say that generally happens.
We do. They went to the flea market yesterday with Grandpa. One in a full dress.
Yeah.
And the other one in like shorts and a t-shirt
Yeah,
and
how cute.
sneakers.
All right, all right. So, tell us about choosing an au pair. I bet that's pretty difficult.
Yeah, and I have either have very good instincts or have been very lucky.
Yeah.
So when
Maybe both.
Maybe both. Little mommy's
Yeah.
intuition.
Yeah.
So when you first register, Cultural Care has a matching specialist team. So they will reach out to you. They'll ask about your family, what you're looking for. You also have completed your profile. So they look through that and ask any questions, clarify anything. And then the au pairs also in their home countries have also created their own profiles. Some
Okay.
make videos, some have pictures. And so they do that on their end. And then you can work with the matching specialist or you can do it yourself. You
Okay.
can type A it and search by region. If you want an Italian male au pair who's 22 years old and has a love of soccer,
Yes.
you can search by that.
Okay.
If you require an infant qualified au pair, you can search by that. If you need special needs, you can search by that. So there's lots of different criteria based on what your family is looking for to kind of filter it through and not look at a humongous pool of applicants.
Yeah.
So because it's a little bit overwhelming. It's a little overwhelming. So we chose, so after we chose a couple of applicants, we emailed, we did some Skype interviews, like little live, when I was pregnant, there was no one. Now we do it with the girls climbing all over me because, they look adorable in their picture, but this is what really happens.
Yes.
When you come, and we finaled, and once you kind of go back and forth and you ask the au pair to be your au pair and they accept, then Cultural Care takes over and they get the paperwork done. They do the visa and they book her flights and let you know her arrival date.
That's so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
How exciting though it must be.
It's really exciting.
Yeah.
And now we make the girls choose. So like our recent au pair that arrived in August, the girls, made a sign that said, Cindy, will you be our au pair? Kind of like a prom date.
Yeah.
And she was so touched. And, so now they participate and they decide who they like.
Yeah, that's great.
So yeah.
So what is it like having an au pair with your family?
I mean, it's super helpful to have another set of hands and, for our family, it's been kind of a godsend as a new mom with twin babies. I don't know that I knew exactly what I was supposed to be
How do
doing.
you know?
And I was probably fumbling through, so it was nice to have another person there to help with the bottles and the diapers and the feedings and someone to chat to sometimes. And get the vitamins and who took which last and get that done. She does laundry. She's like, she's another adult in your house. Who's there to help. And as the years went on, what we needed changes because the kids are getting bigger. So, our first au pair, Vivi, I chose her because she was holding the same kind of dog that we have.
Oh.
And I was like, that's the one.
That's it.
And my husband was like, she's going to take care of our, are you out of your mind? I'm like, no, I'm telling you, that is the one. And I don't know if it was mommy's intuition. And, he was like, she just chose an au pair because she was holding the same dog. She's lost it. And she stayed with us for a year. And we had 2 more after that. And then when we got time to choose number 4, Vivi, our first au pair, called and said, I really want to come back and do another au pair year.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I was like, that is fantastic. Please come. So she joined our family, and she had little bossy teenagers rather than cute little
That's
babies.
cute. Yeah,
and she was all about it.
Yeah.
And she kind of picked up where she left off with her little Colombian lullabies.
Yeah.
And shortly after she arrived, unfortunately, my husband passed away.
Yes.
So she was there to hold my hand and the girl's hand, and I certainly could not have gotten through, at least the first couple of months without her kind of picking up, whether she was scheduled to work or in her own personal time, just picked up and did what she could do to keep us upright.
A true godsend for you.
A true godsend.
Yeah.
And, she will forever be in our family. She
Yeah.
just came back to visit a couple months ago, and we surprised the girls at the airport and told her it was Grandma. And out behind the curtain, Vivi came walking through customs, and they were like, "You're not Grandma."
We're so happy to see you.
Yes. So sorry, Grandma.
Yeah.
But there's no one who can replace our Vivi. So
No.
she used to say, I would say, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for everything. And some girls would have been like, okay, this is too much. I'm going.
Yeah.
But she stuck it out there, and she stayed an extra 6 months with us.
Wow.
And she was really so super supportive and kept the household running.
Yeah.
And organized, and kept the kids happy when they really, really needed it. So she just would say, that's what family does.
And I've heard quite a few stories about au pairs really becoming part of the family.
They are absolutely
And
part of the family.
that's pretty special.
They are all of them. I mean, we have, Vivi and Carolina and Melanie are all an extension of our family.
Right.
And we just welcomed our 4th au pair, our 5th year in the program,
Yeah.
Cindy.
Yeah.
And she came a couple weeks ago, and she is, already integrating into the schedule. The girls started kindergarten, so big changes all around.
Changes, yes.
Yes. Madison said, do we have to get up early again today? I don't want to get up early. And I said, I think you have 179 days left. I'm sorry.
I know, my son, he woke up and said he's depressed. I'm like, why are you depressed? I'm like, it's school. It's only school.
So I am happy not to have to drag them out of the car. And Cindy does it, and I was like, how was it?
You
She's like,
get that part.
every day.
Yeah.
It's a little better. I said, okay, great.
Okay. Well, good.
So it's wonderful. And, the girls are very happy. And
Yeah.
yesterday we had 35 au pairs at my house for our monthly meeting. And my girls are, listening to all the different languages and really taking it all in, and they love it. Where are you from? Where are you from?
Yeah, the community that there is for these au pairs, for the families.
Absolutely.
And the cultural exposure on their side and on the family side.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's really cool. And so how is it for you to be a consultant?
I wasn't sure I wanted this job.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit busy. I have a couple things going on.
Yes.
But I really liked the idea of sharing our family story, of sharing what has worked really well for us in matching, things that I look for, little flags or little things that are really good indicators to me when families are interviewing. I like supporting the girls. They're someone's kid who's floundering around the United States for the first time, and they're far away from home, and they're possibly homesick.
Yeah.
And I like supporting them and supporting them with their families. We try to get them buddied up right away, so they have someone to go to coffee with.
Yeah.
And we try to make them not only befriend girls from their home country, so that they are also getting, not just the American experience, but a different, somewhere else around the world. So
That's
it's
cool.
been, it certainly has its challenges.
Yes.
But it's been really, I think, an extra thing for me that I enjoy doing that isn't, work.
It's not work, and you're giving to someone else, and helping families, how rewarding that must be.
It is. It's when I see pictures of families posted on Facebook or Instagram with their au pair at an event, it's really happy.
Yeah.
I have families who have gone to their au pairs' weddings.
Yeah.
The host kids have been in the weddings.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and it kind of goes on and on.
Yeah.
We've only been hosting for 5 years, but there are families who have had 9, 10 years, and they've
Okay.
had reunions with their au pairs. So
Amazing.
it's amazing. Yeah.
Yes. So what are your final thoughts for the audience?
You know, if you are looking for childcare alternatives, I am happy to explain the program to you and share my experience and let you know if I think it would be a good fit for your family. You can reach out to me on Facebook. I'm the childcare ambassador, or certainly an email, lisa.remo@lcc.culturalcare.com.
Well, wonderful.
Thank
It's
you.
been incredible. Thank you so
Thanks.
much for sharing
Thank
with
you.
everyone. And an au pair seems to be where it's at, especially with cultural care and
Absolutely.
having the opportunity to work with you, Lisa. So
Thanks.
thank you again. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you soon.